Alright, back on the old Mazda. So, I got you all propped up weird. Hopefully this phone is not going to be in my way to change these plugs. So, these Mazdas, or at least these 12A engines, use a NGK plug. Or at least that's what you're supposed to run in them. So, this is what they actually look like. This is the newer style NGK. So these are the BUR9EQs. So they're $10 a piece. My cost. I don't know what list is on them, but that's what they run. So we're gonna just change these one at a time. I've already loosened these. I've already had these out. I tried cleaning them up a little bit. And I mean, they're a little better, and believe it or not, a couple of them were throwing a little bit of spark, but I have still yet to hear this car even try to pop. So, and this is after trying to clean them up a little bit. Yeah, not the greatest. So this is probably one of the worst ones, believe it or not. So we're gonna throw these in it and hope maybe we can get this thing to pop off. But yeah, these things are $10 a piece. But back in the day, I used to run these cars, and NGKs were what you really had to run in these. Anything else was just... They just never seemed to run right, if they'd even run. You know, you could buy spark plugs back then for like $2-3 a pop, and the NGKs at that time were probably $4 or $5 a pop. I don't want to torque these down too much here. We might end up having to pull them out. But we'll leave that one off for right now. Let's tuck it up there. But I have run some, I poured a little bit of premix down this carburetor yesterday. And so at least it helps with a little bit of lubrication. And I did spray some, believe it or not, I just sprayed a bunch of WD-40 down the carburetor. And rolled this thing back and forth. I was off camera when I did it. But I rolled it back and forth in fourth gear, turning it over. I actually pulled it backwards with a tractor and then pushed it with a tractor up onto these ramps that it's on. Put a new oil filter on it, obviously. And these are funky. These actually look a lot different than they did back then. These plugs. The plugs I used to buy for these were the NGKs, but they were more like what I pulled out of it, but there was 4 small electrodes, and these are just, wow, crazy difference. I sprayed penetrating oil on all these plugs. I sprayed penetrating oil on everything under the hood of this car, just because it's been sitting so long, and figure a little bit of stuff soaking in is not gonna harm anything. But this is the, I believe, 4th one that I've owned. I had one of these cars fall on me back in the day. Lived to tell the tale, though. The apex seals in these, you guys that don't know about rotary engines, are not your normal piston and valve type engine. These are a big triangular rotor that rolls around inside this casing, and it gives you all three of your cycles. And I mean, they'll wind out to like 8,000 RPMs, like nothing. You know, unlike your traditional, you know, piston valve engine, these things will just wind. And guys, when they build them, I mean, they're getting 10, 12,000 RPMs out of these things. But this particular engine's only maybe 110 horsepower, roughly, on a good day. This one, 10 horsepower. One of these plugs was just full of crap. Just a bunch of gobby, gooey, rusty crap. I blew them out the best I could. And I did have a couple of them randomly sparking. Figured maybe that would be enough to at least make it putt. But it didn't even putt. So I don't know. We might get lucky. We might not. You know, cars this old, they got so many vacuum lines and stuff on them too. I mean, these vacuum lines, I don't think one of them really looked that good. Only one broke, the one to the air cleaner so far. But that's not going to affect it really from at least trying to fire. It's just going to affect how it actually runs. So we will see here. Alright. Put you up here. A little bit of two-stroke in it. Just a little bit. Maybe we'll get lucky. This is just some two-stroke you buy at the store. My brother left it here when he brought his chainsaw, and I'm stealing it from him. Don't want to put a whole lot in here because these do flood quite easily. Alright, let's see what she does. What's that, honey? You put her collar back on her? Good. Alright. So let's take the best looking plug. Probably be, we'll take this one. We'll just see if we're getting any kind of spark out of this thing. See if I can turn you a little bit. It may or may not be a good enough ground on that. Yeah, it's sparking. So we're going to spark out of there. It's just a random, it's going to be the top front cylinder. Try this one. That one's sparking. sparking. And that one's sparking. So we're getting spark. Alright. Put that much fuel in there. I guess we'll put a little bit more in it. And we'll see if these plugs are how wet they are. Let's see what she does. Yeah, I think she is just super low on compression. Pull a plug. Back over here. We'll see if it stays there. Just pull this top front one. Make sure fuel's actually getting down in there. It's pretty dry. Alright, let me grab a little go-go juice. Use a little bit of brake clean because I think I'm out of ether. Shove it right in the hole. That ought to be plenty to make some noise. I'm not going to tighten it all the way. We'll just see if it pops. Should have been plenty to make it do something. All right, let's just turn it over without a plug in it. Doesn't sound like she has a whole lot of compression. So unfortunately, we may end up having to pull this engine out. Not really what I want to do. I mean, these things do sound a little funky when they crank over anyway. They don't sound like your typical car when they're cranking. But I don't know, I just got that gut feeling we got something going on here internally. But you would think spraying a little bit of go-go juice in it would think about popping a little bit. But then again, I mean, it's got to be on a certain stroke too. It's not like just spraying gas in a spark plug hole, because it's got a rotor, so it definitely works a little bit different. Let's just put, let's put a little more fuel in it here. That'll be plenty. Alright, well, disappointing. I mean, this plug doesn't even smell like fuel. Alright, let me go get some actual freaking gas. I don't know, this two-stroke stuff is, I mean, it works in weed eaters and stuff. It ought to work in this thing, I would think. It's non-ethanol, stabilized fuel. Alright, let me go get some gas. We're going to continue with this.